All right, so somebody taught me another trick that I just did, and it worked. If you hire a worker and they start the work and then you save the game, just like how our harvester disappeared and I lost all that crop, well, the worker disappears. But in this case, he actually finishes his job, so you can have no time pass and get the whole thing done. So let's go ahead and let's just get this done fast. I want to get to next year. So we're going to call this the year 3 episode. We're going to call in for Scarifiers just to Scarified. I had a very dreamful night last night. Yes, I had all kinds of weird dreams. I dreamt that my one friend, his wife kicked him out. And so I was living in my mom's house, but it was our house. And then he was going to... he didn't... What? What's he saying? Could you go find out? You're going to use the new vacuum? Okay, honey. Just be careful. Don't break it. It's cheap. It's like a $50 vacuum.
Yeah, be very careful.
Yeah, just be gentle because it's not sturdy.
I think my box said she'd get here today. I hope.
Oh.
Continue with your dream. I was curious.
So then I told him that part. I remember I told him that he could stay because he wouldn't tell me. He just hanging out. He was hanging out with us. Like he showed up, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing here? And he's like, hey man, how's it going? And I'm like, good. How about you? And he's like, well, it's going all right. He's like, I got a class. I'm like, what are you doing here? Because he's from far away. I don't want to reveal his identity because anyway, he's not from around here. He's from about 15 hours away. And I'm like, really? I'm like, what is there? He's like, yeah, I got a class in Cleveland, And I'm like, all right, dude, that's cool. You can stay, And he's like, well, no, I mean, it's no, I don't want to be an imposition. I'm like, no problem. So then, he just kept looking sad, and I'm like, we're watching. I forgot I was watching some show with my kids. It was really weird because it was in my grandma's bedroom, like from my old house where I grew up. Dreams are so weird. But I'm like, but it was my house. It was just, it was really funny. And he just kept looking sad, and I'm like, all right. I said, do you need to talk? I said, we need to talk. I said, listen, come with me. And so I took him in the other room, like, so my kids weren't there, like we were by ourselves, closed the door and locked it. And I'm like, all right, what's really going on, man? And he's like, my wife kicked me out. He's like, she's done with me. She never wants to see me again. And I was like, oh. It was really weird. And I was like, all right, man, we got to. I'm like, okay, we're going to fix this. And so I said, you stay with us, until we can get things sorted out, And so he was like, all right. And he's crying and stuff. It was really weird. It felt so real. It felt so real. It was really weird. All right, so these guys have started to scarify. If I put it in here, I want to flip. I'd like to put a clip of it in the video, but of the song "Scarified." But I know what'll happen is that. So anyway, we're cheating. We're not doing the groundwork. I just paid people to do it. Really lame on my part. But okay, so here we go. This is the trick. Watch this, or I'm going to escape. I'm going to save the game. I forget who gave me this tip, but thank you. Shout out to whoever that was. Leave your comment below. And the game has been saved, and the fields are all scarified. All right, so now we're going to call in airstrikes. We're going to call in the fertilizer. Boop. I wish you could do multiple strikes per map instead of having to keep going out. Terminate. Yeah. It was so funny that who is it? Jim Gaffigan, the comedian. I was listening to him yesterday on the radio, and he's like, why is it? He's like that everybody can do a really good Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's like the only impression that anybody can ever do is Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I started laughing because that is the only impression that I can do. he's like, and everybody does it well. He says, but that Arnold Schwarzenegger is not able to impersonate an American person saying California. He's like, California. I know, it really was. I love Jim Gaffigan.
Great album.
Yeah, he's terrible at times, but he's pretty funny.
Well, what happened to that field over there? It looks like it's like prehistoric.
Well, this is what? What do you mean?
Well, look at it. It's like.
Yeah,
really weird terrain.
They plow and then it leaves the end of the field all chopped up. So really, what I should do We're gonna go ahead and seed. So we're gonna plant canola. I'm not. I am really running a big risk with this. Yeah, this probably is not. This is gonna probably end in failure because I don't know that canola can grow over the winter.
Oh, you're in the winter now?
It's September, so we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. Will it grow? Tutorial. Harvesting from the field.
Maybe more like cultivation.
Fruit growing. Nah, it doesn't. It's not gonna tell us. It's a gamble. I'm only losing a couple $100. I mean, it's not like the end of the world. I'm still gonna get money for my animals, but we're going to run a risk. This could be worth $1 bazillion. We'll be the richest people in the world, and we can actually buy a harvester and buy the fruit farm after a couple. Okay, so these guys have begun their work. And we'll let them start up. I'm going to get the double wheels off of this. Whoa! This ridiculous tractor. Bye, buddy. Marky's home for the weekend. I have to clean the house today, but it sounds like the kids are already doing it, which I'm loving. Everybody's cleaning for the weekend. This looks more natural, except for this tractor is just so ugly that it's not possible to look natural. Sorry, guys. If you're fans of the Winston, I'm sorry. Whoa, yeah. All right, so let's save our game. Let's see if this doesn't backfire on us. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Save DOS game. You want a piece of my heart? Oh, well, they're done. Let's see. Class A, 49%, 100% canola. And there's still some residual herbicide, insecticide, fungicide left, but we are going to zap the fields with everything. So prepare the airstrike.
What's up, Dad?
What's up, Lely?
I vacuumed and the vacuum doesn't pick up much, so I had to use the hose.
Yeah, it seems like it doesn't. Well, it's a $50 vacuum. What were you trying to vacuum?
Just the floors. So I vacuumed with the hose instead.
Yeah, I mostly got it for the hose, but that does suck. Yeah, the hose works a lot better, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't. I noticed that too. I'm like, it was kind of disappointing on how it sucked up with the. Were you cleaning the bare floors or the carpet?
Bare floors.
Yeah, it even on the carpet though, I was like, eh, a little disappointing. I need to. Do you want me to take it back? Should I take it back? I don't know. I threw the box out. I forget it. I don't know. We'll just keep it for the hose because I need a little vacuum for the car, like a hose vac. Dun, 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 dun. Ladies and gentlemen, what's the name of that air show group? The old people, the ones that they flew, the African American guys. Oh my gosh, it's just like totally over my head. The Tuskegee Airmen. There we go. They fly. It was the first African American Air Force Corps, I believe, that they served in World War II.
That's awesome.
I believe, and they were called the Tuskegee Airmen. If I could be totally wrong about this, but when they do their demonstrations, they fly the trainer glider aircraft that the Air Force uses still as a trainer aircraft, and it's a really cool demonstration. But they look kind of like those airplanes. That's why I said that, and they fly in like triples, you know. Oh baby,
No.
it's a triple.
No.
Okay, so anyway, we're gonna go ahead and advance
No.
through winter. I'm probably gonna lose this crop. that we're probably going to lose the crop. Here we go. All right. So,
Dad, you'll probably lose a lot of subscribers
Um,
if you do that. So don't do that. I'm not.
I'm not going to lose subscribers over that.
Yeah.
All right. You said, yeah. So we got the cows. There's plenty of hay. There's probably a year's worth of hay there. Cows. Now, so we haven't had any breeding going on either. That was a big disappointment. So it's time to advance the year. It's morning. You can tell my voice is a lot deeper. It's April 1st.
I'll unsubscribe if you do that.
If I do what?
The
What do you care,
I'll
Seth?
unsubscribe.
Dang it. They didn't breed. You're supposed to mate. It didn't take any food either. I got a free winter. All right, so we're going to sell the cows, sell the chickens,
Hey, wait, I don't have farm.
sell the ducks, sell the horse, sell the goat, sell the sheeps, the horses, as Goosey always says, the horsies. Let us see. Oh, it's growing. But see, the problem is it's not going to be ready until July. But the good news is we can do wheat again, and then we're going to have to let, I think, you know what? No. Here's what we're going to do. Hold on. Arthur's got a plan. We're going to plant corn today on a new field. So we're going to buy a new field. That way we will have some corn chaff if we need it. I don't think we're going to need it, but just in case.
Just in case people don't.
Do I need it? I'm not going to need it. You know, because I have 18,000 more corn chaff in my silo.
Guys, don't be worried. More Death Road to Canada will come out today.
Yeah, Seth and I are going to record Death Road to Canada. I know there's fans out there that have been waiting for it. Not too many, since there's only like 100 people that ever watch the video, but I recommend you watching our Death Road for Canada series. They're very short, easy videos to watch, and it's a fun game.
And it's gonna be me
And you should watch me play Half-Life, because it's ridiculous and kind of funny. Lots of funny stuff happens during the Half-Life videos. So anyway, it'll give you something to do between Farm Sim videos. F2. So yeah, everything looks good.
little mowed down grass.
Yep. This looks good. All right. And we didn't do anything. We were really lazy for this entire episode. I just hired workers and then saved the game. So you can, if you get sick of doing the yard work, you can skip it. Let us run down and buy a field. This one we'll actually work on ourselves. Start her up.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Going anywhere today, Dad?
Me and Dad
Am I going underwear today?
Going anywhere?
I am wearing underwear, yes.
That's not what Mark said.
He's giving me the evil eye.
I gotta go, I'm thinking
You're thinking.
that I'm gonna go get some PVC from the store and bring it to Dan.
Why?
Because how many of the things that Ryan shoots up every time we go over there?
That'd be nice, Mark.
Can I go with you?
I need to actually fix that is what I
So
need to
was wondering
do.
if I take the van.
So did you see
Okay, that's fine, buddy.
I know you're
Did
going
you
with
see what happened, Mark? They didn't die.
What am I doing here? So my son is talking to me, and now I forgot what I was going to do. Oh, I'm going to cultivate the headlands here. We're just going to save our money. Hopefully, eventually we'll be able to afford that harvester. The harvester, once again, we're looking at about $160,000 to $180,000 for a harvester. I could get the Ecthelion, but I really want to get the nice one that's for sale at Menards. Those Menards commercials. Blah 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 at Menards. What?
Captain John Menards.
Captain John Menards?
Come on, you don't get my reference.
I don't get the reference. And if I did, it wouldn't be funny.
It's a Star Trek reference.
I probably should have put my super tires on, but okay, whatever.
That is John Luke Picard. I said John Luke.
Oh, John Luke Menard.
Yeah.
John Luke Picard.
Yeah.
Dee white and nerdy. You don't even know who John Luke Picard is. You haven't seen that episode yet. That series.
Yeah, I know. I will go soon.
We went to Canada, and my friend Paul there
Is
is a huge Star Trek fan, and so
Yeah, it was awesome.
yeah, and so we went to the Star Trek Academy. But the kids really haven't had much exposure to Star Trek because I haven't.
For me, except for
Yeah, Seth had a little bit, but he'd watch the movie. What, did you see the movie? We watched the movie together?
We watched the first one, then we watched The Wrath of Khan or whatever.
We watched, that's the second one, yeah. The Wrath of Khan's the second one.
Then we started watching the series.
So he's
On Amazon Prime for free.
so Seth got it, you know, but the other kids are kind of like, what's it? So we were watching the original Star Trek movies. There's the TV show together, and the kids are really enjoying it. I gotta be careful. I don't want to get too close to the field.
Everyone keep asking, when are we gonna watch more Star Trek?
Yeah, they love it. Except for, I don't know, Seth Mater gets a little scared. So
Well, the aliens.
there's a lot of aliens going on, and some of them are a little scary looking. And Mater's kind of like, I'm going in the other room. Yeah. The wheels on this tractor. Oh no,
Ugh.
I've bottomed out.
Oh yes.
All right, we need to take the front weight off.
This is so stupid. Fingers are
I
like,
thought maybe it was holding me down. What's going on? Why am I not? None of my wheels are moving.
I love Daddy.
Oh, I have to raise the. Oh, Arthur.
I have to raise the
All right. All right, I need to put the cultivator up,
Arturo.
which is this button. There we go. So,
Didn't your caca accidentally not legally change your name to Arthur?
yeah, she didn't.
Accidentally
You're
left it to
correct.
Arturo as Arthur's.
My mom. Okay, so this is a long story.
What?
I was born Arturo Jorge Zaragoza. My father was an immigrant worker. Yes. I come from lowly beginnings. My mom was a college student in California working at the Miramar Hotel, and which is a famous hotel in Santa Barbara. And she was working there and met my father, Arturo. They got married and had me. The guy turned out to be kind of a dirtbag, was abusive to my mom, and cheated on my mom and did all kinds of other things. Kind of.
I would have liked to meet him if he wasn't such a
Oh, I'm going way too fast. Oops.
And so she
So anyway, they got divorced, and my mom moved back home with my grandparents, which is why I lived in my grandparents' house. At the beginning of the episode, we talked about that a little bit in my dream. And so, anyway, those were my humble beginnings, and my mom decided that she wanted to change my name to Arthur George Chapman. Chapman was her last name, maiden name, and Arthur, of course, is the Americanized Arturo. So, I was 2, and she filed for the paperwork because it was just, she wanted me. She knew, like in school and stuff, I might get picked on. We lived in a very white neighborhood, and it's like the one Asian kid, the one black kid, the one Indian kid, and the one kid from Pakistan. It was like that was it. A couple Arabs, and then everybody else was white. So she's like, I didn't want you to have to, and it's an interesting, comment on society. She's like, I didn't want you to have to suffer getting picked on because you weren't, 100% American. So she changed my name to Arthur. So I'm really Arturo. But anyway, we're getting on totally another topic here. But my name was legally changed to Arthur, and I didn't even know all the rest of it until I was older. But I don't know if I would have. All my friends from church still call me Arturo. Like from when I was in high school, they're like, "Hey, Arturo."
call you Art so much.
Yeah, and I get Art too, but I get. Well, there's guys from Calvary Chapel that call me Arturo. So anyway, I get that, and that's fine because that really is my name, actually.
Because they're your friends too.
Right. Well, whatever. Friends are not friends. It is my real name. So, but anyway, she did have it legally changed, but she didn't file it properly. So. 20 years later, my wife was trying to get, some kind of information so she could sign us up for something, probably like medical something or other. And she's like, your mom never actually got your name legally changed. Like the papers are there, but you're missing, some of the, paperwork isn't correct, And I'm like, really? And she's like, yeah, you need to get your name changed. So, yeah, it's pretty funny. I was like, oh, okay, I guess. So we had to have it done. So now I have like a brand new social. Most people have like an old ratty social security card. I have like a brand new social security card because I had to have my name changed. Can you go check that coffee, please, Seth? There's no way it's not done.
Yeah, it was done, but I had the vacuum stuff.
Oh yeah, thanks. It's morning. I'm not moving so fast. It's Saturday morning.
Awesome brand new security.
Kind of a slap in the face. I had a wedding cancel, because they were afraid that because I was a real estate photographer that I didn't know how to do weddings. I mean, seriously, really? That's like saying, like, because you're a farmer, you don't know how to drive a regular car. You can only drive tractors. I mean, really, it's the same dang thing. I've been doing weddings for 10 years. I've done over 200 weddings, or probably even closer to 300 weddings. I mean, it was just ridiculous. I was a little hurt. Let's just say I was a little upset, but no, I got over it. And I said whatever, because I get to keep the down payment. So they were like, well, the guy's like, well, look, when we paid a down payment, is there any way that you can give us something for that? Can you give us the down payment back? And I'm like, no, we just don't. I mean, my company was with me on the phone. The company I work with, they're like, no, that is not what we do. If you guys booked, Arthur gave up his weekend. Now he's not going to have a wedding on that weekend, so he can't make up that income. If you're going to cancel on him, you owe him the booking fee. That is what that's why we do that. Because you need to be in earnest before you book, and that says right there in the contract. We go over it with you, and I go over with every couple. I'm like, listen, make sure that you're going to book, because if you don't book, that it's non-refundable. You don't get your money back. So anyway, they were like, well, so they were kind of mad, because they're like, well, they're not going to get their money back. They thought maybe they could weasel their way out of it, and Julie's like, no. And I'm like, nope, sorry, I don't have the money. I've got 6 kids, that gets spent, because that's in earnest money. It's not supposed to be kept in escrow. It's spent. And so they were like, the guy's like, all right, well, so they hung up and got off the phone. Then a couple minutes later, I got an email from the couple, and they're like, would you be willing to photograph our rehearsal dinner? And I'm like, oh no, I hate doing those. But I was like, yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? They paid me like $600, $700, and I'm like, what would you do in that situation? And my wife, or ex-wife at this point, was, she found out about it, and she was like, those people, and blah 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 blah, and I can't believe they would do that to you, and I said, you know what? I said, regardless, because I agreed to it. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. You know what? They paid money, and even though I don't have to do it. It's like, do unto others. And that was the one thing. I think that was another life lesson I told my wife, because she's like, I was talking to her a week ago about it. We'd work together. We still work together, even though we're separated, and so we do weddings together. And she's like, I can't believe you have to do that, and that's just stupid, and I can't. And I said, you know what? I said, Kat, you do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I'm like, yeah, that's like basic rule number 1 of life, the golden rule. And I said, you obviously haven't learned that, So it got to turn into a little lesson for my ex-wife, And so I said, that's just a simple Bible 101, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And so I did it last night. I went out there, and there was a nice couple, and so I shot their rehearsal dinner. And at the end of the night, I was only there for like an hour and a half. So I mean, I got paid $700 to shoot an hour and a half of footage. The groom was like, hey, look, thank you so much for doing this. You didn't have to do it, and I'm really thankful that you were willing to work with us. I know that Z Media didn't seem like they were too willing to work, but you were right away. You were willing to come out and do this for us. And so and so that was cool, because I got to bless the guy, and then he gave me $100 tip. I'm like, whoa! So I've now saved $200. I'm gonna keep it for emergencies. I got another tip, and so I'm starting an emergency fund from tips. YouTube donations are going well, you guys. Once again, thank you so much for those of you that have donated to the channel. Every little bit counts. $5, $2, $1, $10, whatever you want to give. That helps me keep doing this, because when I see people are paying and I'm actually making a little bit of money doing it on the side, it's like, wow, I can keep doing it and not feel bad about wasting time, because I'm actually being productive and helps. That money really goes right now directly to paying off debt. So I've got about $7,000 of credit card bills right now, and it's about to go up a little bit because I have to buy some bride books, which sucks because they're expensive. But anyway, most of that stuff is money that I'd spent on this channel, so I have to pay it back. I got 2 computers that I had to buy, and that costs a lot of money. So I want to thank you again for your donations. If you want to donate, you just go to the main channel, and there's a little blue button on my channel, and it says support, and you can support me there. And I really appreciate that stuff, guys. It's a huge help. All right, so sun's coming up, looking like it's going to be a beautiful day. April 1st, we've got our crops planted. They didn't grow over the winter. That's a little bit of a disappointment, but they didn't die either, and that's cool because we will be able to get 2 harvests out. This one will come up, and we'll be able to. I don't know how long canola takes to grow, though. The downside is if it's any time after, I think they said June 3rd is the cutoff date. And so we're just going to, once we're done doing this, we're just going to jump right to June 3rd because we have enough food. Actually, I might buy some bird seed, but that's it. And you don't really have to do this. It got so bad in some of the places that I figured it would be nice to get the headlands cleaned up a little bit. So when we go to harvest, the harvesters aren't bouncing around and getting stuck. Really, the biggest spot is back here, like past the field is where it's really damaged. But those harvesters have a hard enough time as it is. Man, I wish I had enough to buy a harvester. Ugh. Lely, you are awesome. And unfortunately, this
is terrible tasting. 2% chocolate milk.
What? That's creamy. Yeah.
2% chocolate milk. Ugh. Jeez, why? Thanks, Mark. I mean, it's good for soup.
No, 2% chocolate milk is amazing. What are you talking about?
It, but it doesn't go well with chocolate.
So anyway, that
2% milk.
that gave us some time to talk about life and what's going on. And so anyway, in the rest of my dream, there was more. So my friend Paul was living with us, and then my friend Jeffrey Jones, who I have not seen in since I was a teenager. He kind of weirded out on me. Like it was a strange situation. The guy kind of yeah, we were kind of like brothers, and then all of a sudden he just turned into. I mean, he was kind of like turned into somebody mean that was kind of like threw off everybody. Like I don't want it. That was my old life, and I'm moving on to my new life, and she just kind of dumped me, and I'm like, what? Yeah, it was really weird. Like, he just kind of went off the deep end. And so his world was very different from my world. And he kind of just, I think, didn't match up. Which I did, by the way, hook up with him on Facebook years later and kind of patch things up. But it just was, it was a weird situation. Anyway, I dreamt that he was around. And I was asking him, I'm like, do you remember? Because he used to have this Nitro Brute.
What's that?
It was a Nico monster truck. That was huge. It was hilarious, and it's actually a pretty decent monster truck, like toy. It's a toy, So it didn't have a good battery system. It had the old, NiCad. You have to plug the battery in for like 7 hours and charge it. Whereas like the new, these new trucks run either they can run off of NiCad or NIMH batteries, but the batteries charge a lot faster. And he didn't have a charge. He had packs that he could buy, but they were Nico brand packs, and they didn't fit anything else. And you couldn't use like the Tamiya packs that we use, those kind of rounds. Anyway, the stick packs we call them. It doesn't use those. So, but it was a fun truck. It actually really did really well on his front lawn and all over we'd go bounce. So I was asking him in my dream. I'm like, hey Jeff, whatever happened to that, that monster truck, man? You still play with that thing? And he's like, yeah. He's like, what truck? I don't remember that. And I'm like, well, we used to play with that like all the time. How can you not remember? It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. If you say so. I love monster trucks. I've always loved RC stuff, man. And I tried to make here's the reason why some people are like, why don't you make more RC videos? It takes a lot of time and a lot of work to do RC videos. Now, that's why they tend to be either in spring or fall when I have no work going on. That's why you see me doing them around then or in the winter. But it takes a lot of work to put those things, the videos together, so I just don't do. Live video is, even vlogging. Like, I got halfway through my Canada vacation, and I never finished it, and I apologize. I may throw up one more, like, say, Happy Holidays, and just some, like, a minute-long montage of Canadian video clips, but it takes a long time to edit that kind of stuff, because you have to really go through every single clip, whereas the gaming clips, it's like I record for like an hour, and then go, okay, it looks good, and throw it up there, and so it's much easier to do this kind of stuff. That's why I don't have PPG-esque type videos on my channel. I just don't have time. PPG or PBG, Peanut Butter Gamer, Markiplier. Like those guys do a lot of like heavily edited videos, and I don't do that kind of stuff because I just don't have time. It takes a lot of work to chop a video up like that. So they're funny and they're poignant, and I like them, but I just don't have time to do it. Now, if this channel ever gets to the point where I'm making enough money where I can just do this mostly and not have to worry too much about the photography, I'm about 20% there. I need to make. We just went on Medicare which I hate, but it's I can't afford $1,500 a month healthcare anymore. So my budget went from $6,000 a month down to about $4,500 a month. So I've decreased my budget recently. Did that go up? I couldn't tell if that went up. So that's good news, I guess. And maybe we'll even get better healthcare because right now, even with the self-pay healthcare that I get, has a $12,000 deductible. I still can't go to a doctor. I'm paying for healthcare basically for if Seth has a seizure and has to go to the hospital. I'm paying $1,500 a month. And I've been telling my ex-wife for years, like, we need to get off this plan. Just get on Medicare because we can't afford $1,500 a month. We're self-employed. That's what Medicare is for. And she's like, no, the Medicare is terrible. And I'm just like, ugh. Listen, we can't afford this. So it's been bankrupting us. And so now she's like, I don't think we can afford this healthcare anymore. Really? You're finally realizing that? So she's like, well, we're going to go on Medicare. And I'm like, that's what I've been telling you to do for 5 years. So anyway, whatever. So the water under the bridge, Arthur, calm down. My life. Okay, so anyway, so that I need to make about a little bit over $4,000 a month. Now I'm easily making $2,000 to $3,000 on the photography. Sometimes more. Like I had one month where I made 15. This month I've got about $7,000 on my computer that I have to finish editing, but it's $7,000 of work. And I did a whole bunch of more shoots, so there's probably another $7,000 or $8,000 there. So I've got enough to make it through a good portion of the winter. But if my YouTube channel can get up to, let's say, I'm at about $400 a month on YouTube, so it needs to multiply by 10 for it to, for me to be able to afford to just do this full time. So I'm giving you guys a realistic, assessment of what's going on. At $400 a month, though, last year I was at $200 a month, so it's doubled. So it might take me a couple years to get there, but I think it will happen as long as I stick with it. So as long as I can keep up with the newest games, and really the farm sim is where my channel is strong. People come here for the farming simulators. Farm Expert is one of them. Farming Sim obviously is the other big one. Interestingly, World of Tanks is really kind of, I've talked about this a little bit, World of Tanks is really kind of dying off. Now, I've got a lot of diehard fans, though, from World of Tanks, so I don't want to screw them and just quit doing World of Tanks. Guys like QWERTY Presser and Simon Wilkinson and Dog Fangs and all these guys who have been a part of my channel since the beginning, and I'm not going to screw them over. I just am not going to stop. I will say this: I am not adapting very well to the new World of Tanks. There's a lot of things that have changed. I've been playing quite a bit the last couple weeks, and I'm sucking. I used to be seriously, when I played World of Tanks, I was almost always in the top 3 scoring. Now I could barely make it halfway up the list, and I don't know what happened that's different, but I'm really struggling with World of Tanks right now. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but if I can't compete, it's almost not worth playing. And I don't know if it's me or if it's just life or if it's if things have changed on World of Tanks enough that I just don't know the game anymore. I don't know. I'm struggling. I'm really struggling. So if you ever get to the point where your headlands are so bad, and after a couple years of running, the headlands will get all torn up. I mean, they're going to get plowed, and they're going, especially when you hire the workers. Whoa, these front wheels are just ridiculous. I can't wait to get the other tractor back. Though it doesn't have a tempo stat, so I need to buy. I'll buy the McCormick. The McCormick is the same thing as the Landini, but the McCormick actually has a tempo stat. So We'll go with that tractor. Unfortunately, it's $128,000, so it's gonna be a while before we buy one. And this tractor, ugly as it is, has plenty enough horsepower for what we're doing. Though I might still upgrade. We'll see. All right, so thank you guys for the tip. We have lupine growing now, or I'm sorry, not lupine. I don't even know what lupine is. I think it's wheat. What?
It's Lupin the Third.
No.
Lupin the Third. What is that from? Is that from that Castle movie, the Castle of Count Castigliago? Cagliostro.
It's close.
Was that what it's from?
Yeah.
Lupine the Third is the, or Lupine the Third is the
Main character.
the main character, right?
I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it.
Mark Chapman, Air Force veteran, anime expert.
Sounds about right.
Sort of.
We're gonna worship the machine.
Next we'll talk about Smoke.
They made me worship the machine. You better run. Beep. Deftones.
Nope, you couldn't.
Let's see. R. Ooh.
Like,
Yeah, and no, there's no Death Road to Canada until the house is totally clean. But I'll help you guys. Suckers.
so I mean, we're not
Death Road to
lying
Canada.
to me, Dad.
No, we're gonna play it.
We're not.
Yes, we are, because we're gonna get the house clean.
Yeah, right.
Ryan needs to wake up at noon, so that we can start working on that laundry stuff. That's when we'll start, or maybe 12:30. Shut up, Seth.
Because I'm not cleaning because it's not my mess.
Yes, we're all cleaning, and you're gonna help. Everyone's cleaning. Wait.
Yeah, right, you're cleaning. You're going to sit upstairs.
Maybe.
So then I'm going to do
No, I'm gonna clean. I will help you clean. I want to clean too. I'm tired of the mess. It won't take that long, really, when we all work together.
Yeah, when I got to do all the work.
Oh, I guess this place is occupied. Excuse me, sir. Sorry. I do like except for the tearing. I do like the first-person perspective of this game better. Oh, I forgot the baler was attached. Denied.